Hi, good day. My name is Jopet and this is the 16-channel wireless system. So the transceiver module has an input here. So when it is in transmitter mode, it will transmit whatever is the input. If it's in receiver mode, the input does not matter. We have the 16-channel selector here. It's from 0 to F. And over here we have the mode switch. If it's on the left, it's transmitter mode. And if it's on the right, it acts as a receiver. Over here we have a 3-state LED. Off means off. Green means high output. And red means an error. Now over here below, we have a blue LED that acts as a heartbeat. So it will output blue light every 5 seconds or so to let you know that the system is still running. And over here is the output. If it's in receiver mode, it will output whatever was received or was last saved. If it's in transmitter mode, it will output whatever is in your input. Okay, so here are the transceivers in action. On the left side, we configured that transceiver as a transmitter. On the right side, we configured that as a receiver. Both of them are using channel 0 so that they will be able to communicate. And both of them have input. The left side has an input from a button and the right side from a pressure sensor. So let's try it out. Left side turns on, turns off, turns on, turns off. So you notice the LED here turns green, indicating on. And once it turns on, this LED also turns on. At the same time, the receiver is also turned on because the transmitter is sending its status to the receiver. Now, what if we use the pressure sensor? It doesn't do anything because the transceiver is in receiver mode. Thus, any input is neglected. Additionally, the blue LEDs that you see there, that's the heartbeat. So the system is telling you that it's still working fine. Now, one capability of being a receiver is the ability to save the last known output. So even after a power outage, the last known settings is saved. So let's say, for example, again, the left side is a transmitter and the right side is a receiver. So the left side transmitter, right side receiver. So once we have an output from the transmitter, there's an output in the receiver. Now let's say, for example, the transmitter lost power. The receiver will still turn on. It will be based on the last known output from the transmitter. Now let's say, for example, there was a power outage. The receiver also lost power. Once power returns, it will output its last saved state, which is on. Until such time, it receives a new state from a transmitter. So if you turn on the transmitter, which is off, it will turn on. Now what if for some reason you forgot that you already had a transmitter for a given channel and you set up a second transmitter? So the receivers will not know who to follow. In this case, the system is intelligent enough to know if there was already a transmitter that's already assigned to that channel. So let's take, for example, the left side is acting as a receiver, the wireless AC switch. Now the middle is acting as a transmitter and the right side is acting as a receiver. Turn on, both turn on, turn off, on, off. Now what if you decide to make the right side from a receiver to a transmitter? And this is where you see the red LED. So that indicates that the transmitter that you just turned on was able to detect there's already one transmitter assigned to that channel. So it has an error LED. So what if you try to attempt to send a command? Nothing, because it's in error mode. It says there's already a transmitter assigned to this channel. What about the first transmitter? It's still working as expected. Now, what if I make the middle one from a transmitter to a receiver? So, as you notice, the error LED went away. The transmitter on the right side was able to detect that there's no longer a transmitter assigned to the channel, and he can now send messages on the channel. So let's see. So in this way, the system is actually preventing you from having duplicate transmitters. So hi, a while ago we were dealing with digital inputs. So either the input is high or low. So what if we want to transmit analog signals? So I've modified the boards a bit such that they are able to cater to analog inputs. So see for here, for example, both are channel 0. This one is transmitter, this one is set to receiver. So we modify the input, and as you can see, the numbers bit at the right side changes value. Now the output LED here will still have the same function: green for on, off for off, and then red for error. Now it will only turn on when the input signal reaches over 50%. So for example, so 50 it's high, lower than 50 is low. So it acts similar to a digital input. Thank you for listening, and I hope you vote for my module. Good day.